Let's talk about professional courtesies here. The first one is a big one with me, which is asking for permission to keep a student late. Even veteran teachers, a lot of veteran teachers are really bad about this, about keeping students without asking for permission. Me personally, I make every effort possible to ask for permission before keeping a student, even if they're running late on a test. Let's say a student has 5 or 6 questions left on a test. I will call the teacher and inform that teacher that the student is running late. Um, they need 5 or 6 questions to be answered still before being completed with the test. Would it be okay if I keep them? And if the answer is no, I'll tell the student to come back during lunch or come back after school. Now, the message you're sending to the other teacher, if you don't ask for permission, is a complete lack of respect, which is my subject is more important than yours, or I'm more important than you are. And I'll give you a really good example of the consequences that this can have. About 3 years ago, we were getting ready for the AP exam. I was having my most important review of the entire year. This review is probably worth 5 to 10 questions on the AP exam in preparation. And one of my 2-3 borderlines, somebody who was on the edge of passing, had another class. And in that class, they'd accomplished some great things, and they were having their own little class award ceremony. And the student asked me, can I go to the award ceremony instead of attending your review on Friday? And I said, I'm okay with you doing that if you attend it for half. If you come to my class for the first half, and I'll release you to go to it the second half, and as long as you watch the review. I even contacted the teacher and said, this student is a 2-3 borderline. I think she needs the review, and she needs to be in my class for the first half, and she can come to your little award ceremony the second half. Again, they'd already accomplished their task. They were just having an award ceremony. I get it. We love this to recognize student success. What happens? Student went to the award ceremony. The entire class period did not show up at mine, and the teacher did not enforce her going back to my class. So what happens? AP exam comes. She takes the exam, and none of this is exaggerated. She scores a 2. She probably missed 2 or 3 questions that would have caused or led to a 3 had she been to my review. So there can be consequences as far as this goes. Don't talk about other teachers. That seems like common sense. But students, when they have an axe to grind or they're irritated with a teacher, they will come up to you and start talking about other teachers. Usually I try to shut it down by making a joke and saying, look, what do you guys say about me when you leave this classroom? And they're like, oh, no, no, we love you, Cole. But the moment you even listen, they're going to go back to the other teacher and say, well, Mr. Cole thinks you suck too. So don't just shut it down. If the joke doesn't work when you say, what do you say about me? At that point, you just need to shut it down and say, we're not going to talk about other teachers in this classroom. Monitor the halls if that's one of your responsibilities. For me, that's very personal. I was bullied as a middle school kid, and it almost always occurred in the halls. There was no adult supervision. So I run my hall like a drill sergeant. There is no horseplay, and if there is, I intervene immediately. And no play fighting, nothing that might lead to any kind of bullying or an incident. And it may not be a job requirement for yours, so you can decide with administration whether they want you out monitoring the halls or not. But me personally, that's a personal thing for me. And 4, enforce the rules. If you're not enforcing the rules, then the teachers who are blamed as being mean. And it's not a good look for you as a teacher if you're not enforcing the rules, because it gets back that the rules aren't being enforced in your classroom. And basically, it doesn't reflect well in your evaluation or anything else. So enforce the rules. What I say is this. When I'm enforcing rules, I give reasons, and I'll put a video about explaining to the students the importance of the reasons behind rules. When you explain the reasoning for it, frequently you get buy-in and the students will abide by the rules, but you don't want to have the reputation of the teacher who doesn't enforce the rules. After a few months, it will not work out for you because the students will lose respect for you, and so will your colleagues. Again, enforce the rules and take some pressure off of the other teachers who are enforcing them. And you don't want to get the reputation of being the teacher who lets students come into class late or let them play on cell phones or whatever else they're doing, because again, that reflects on classroom control. The important thing is that you explain the importance of rules. Whenever I'm talking about tardies, they all have to go get tardy passes and have their consequences enforced. And I explained to them that this translates into how you're going to perform at work. You can't be showing up at work late, otherwise you're going to get fired. So by not enforcing the rules, you are helping them develop bad habits, and you don't want to get in that habit. All right, you guys have a great school year. Keep being heroes. Talk to you soon. Colster out.